Okay, welcome to the channel. If you're new, strap in because you have no idea what you're getting into. My subscribers will tell you that. If you've been here before and if you've watched the previous Repel invasion run, then buckle up because this was painful, all for your entertainment. Now, for those who are new, right, this channel is all about efficiency, and I'm trying to figure out what is the best build we can possibly come up with. And even if you're not going to use it, that's fine. As long as you're entertained and hopefully learn something new that's going to help you enjoy the game even more, that's what matters most, competitive or not. If you're not a fan of competitive channels, this really isn't for you, right? My video description will tell you that. And if you want to see the non-commentary version of this run, you can find it in the pinned comment below. And if you missed out the loadout that I just showed you, if you're wondering what criteria do I use to judge and test the best builds possible, just check the video description below. But in short, we're trying to figure out which build can handle the most pressure theoretically possible. That's the best build I'm looking for, so let's get to it. So, if you've seen my previous Repel Invasion Stimulus run, you'll notice that it was out in open terrain. I'm sure people are wondering, how do you handle it when there's a crap ton of buildings everywhere where there's very little open space? And one thing you'll see right now, I was just checking the map, where are most of the buildings? Because I'm going to avoid that area. The buildings, if you pause a little bit early in the video, all the buildings I can see on the map have this dark rectangle, okay? Those denote buildings. They all seem to be on the right hand side, and most of the space seems to be on the left. That's going to give me the most open space possible, and I'm going to stick to one spot. And generally speaking, you want to, like, this is the perfect terrain because your sentries can't kill you. They have nothing to shoot. I want to give them no opportunity. So this creates a great natural barrier against Voteless, Overseers, Leviathans, everything. You place your sentries down on below, and you just stay in one place, okay? It doesn't matter like what kind of terrain you're in. And if you don't have this kind of terrain, hide between the buildings. That give you the most, like, if you look around, give you the most view of all the landing ships. And you just stay in one place, because if you think about it, as soon as the warp ships, as soon as the purple icon appears on your map, okay? From the moment it appears on your map, it has 30 seconds before it lands. And if you think about it, it takes at least 2.5 minutes to run from one edge of the map to the other. But let's just say you rarely will run from edge to edge. So let's just say you run halfway across the map. That's still 1 minute and 20 seconds of running compared to a warp ship taking only 30 seconds to land from the moment it appears on your map. When you move around the map, not only will you have a difficult time killing that target in 30 seconds if you run across the map, you're going to expose yourself to Overseers and getting one-shot by Leviathans. I spent maybe like a lot of attempts trying to figure out how to better play inside the city, and I can tell you 80% of my runs were just gone from Leviathans one-shotting me, which is really annoying. But yeah, if you haven't seen this run before, normally it takes 5 to 7 Leviathan shots. No, 5 to 7 Leviathan shots. 5 to 7 Anti-Tank Emplacement shots to kill a warp ship with or without shields. It doesn't matter. Recoilless requires 2 shots. Once the shields are gone, Eruptor 2 shots to the shields, and so on. And one thing you'll notice is you really can't do anything against the Leviathans. Especially solo, so what I'm doing is giving the Leviathans the least amount of chance to kill me. Because think about it, if you were to give a Leviathan 5 minutes of pure, like, straight line of sight to kill you, compared to 1 minute, which one do you think is going to survive more? The one who only gives the Leviathans 1 minute or 5 minutes? So I'd rather be safe than sorry and just hide away from the Leviathans when I can. And I just shoot from one spot. Right, so I don't have to move about. And if you're wondering, why do I have the P4 Senator as my secondary? I found out that most of the time, I don't use the grenade pistol to kill the ships. If you think about it, I'm trying to stay away at range, so I can stay in cover against flying Overseers. and against a Leviathan, so I don't attract the attention of 30 bazillion flying overseers. So I'm trying to fight at range. That's why I just stick with the Eruptor, because I found in more and more tests when I tried more shield builds, more jump pack builds, because I thought it might be more viable in like clustered city terrain like this. And it probably is compared to open terrain, but it's unnecessary, right? So I decided to do this build instead. But P4 Senator is just to kill overseers, any flesh mobs that get too close, or any Voteless. And then I have the Seeker Grenades for flying overseers purely. I used to have Thermite Grenades, but I don't take it anymore, simply because it requires on average 2 Thermite Grenades, and you only have 3 to actually kill a warp ship, and even then, it's inconsistent. So I'd rather just have more protection, stay in one spot, and rely on my Eruptor and Recoilless to kill the warp ships from a very far distance. Because I don't want the enemy to spawn. I want to give them the least amount of chances to spawn. Yeah, you can see that guy's trying to target me, and he will. Like, that is a ridiculous shot. That's the only damage I've taken in the entire game. But yeah, I've had at least 3-4 dozen runs just destroyed by one-shotting Leviathans. Actually, yesterday, I had a 44 ship kill run, 46 and 49 ship kill run, all deleted in one day by Leviathans and bullshit. It drove me nuts. But yeah. So yeah, you see, you don't need to run across the map, okay? If you enjoy running across the map and using shields and jump packs and everything, like, by all means. But I'm just trying to find, like, the most reliable way to complete this mission, regardless of whether you die or not, right? And just stay in one place. Now, let's just say you didn't stay in one place, okay? Let's just say you've got some really difficult to kill warp ships because they're not in open terrain across the other side of the map. If you kill them, guess what? The game is still going to continuously spawn ships in that difficult location. So why not just ignore those ships, okay? Why not let the game focus on spawning new warp ships in the positions that you just killed them in, okay? If you focus on killing warp ships in a nice area of the map where you have good cover against everything and you have good line of sight to everything, guess what? The game's going to keep spawning the ships in the locations of the ships you just kept killing them in where you have good cover, so you don't have to move. So that's what I kind of discovered. Just stay in one spot. The ships will come to you. Your area under Super Earth Control meter won't go that far down because the meter itself, I think, is about, what, 2 minutes? Once it reaches halfway, it's about 30 seconds or maybe 40 seconds left. You have plenty of time if you just stay in one spot, really, with good line of sight as well. So, yeah. And to be honest, if you're wondering how much were the Seeker grenade, how useful were the Seeker grenades in this game? Not that useful because I rarely needed them, but they did help a little bit. And I was thinking, should I go for other grenades? But no. If I really need insurance against flying overseers and I don't have sentries nearby, then yeah, I would rather take Seeker grenades. Now, one thing I will mention is, what was I gonna say? Is, yeah, like this mission. Yeah, so this mission, the most important thing is how you position yourself. That's what gets people the most. Learning where the ships are going to land is pretty easy. Just find an open space and just sit there and just shoot all day long. And you're going to have more time to just focus on blowing things up rather than running around like a headless chicken, because no matter how good you are with the jump pack, it's going to feel like that. But again, if you prefer that way, like, by all means. Everyone's got their own version of fun. But yeah, when you see a Leviathan, make sure you get into cover, because it's not fun being one-shotted by them. I'm not saying it's a bad design of the Leviathan, I'm just like, it's not fun. So yeah, I'm just trying to do this as quickly as possible and then get into cover. Don't give the Leviathans any chance whatsoever to be able to shoot you. Also, one of my subs in the last video told me that you don't have to switch weapons to reload the recoilless faster. I can't remember who said it, but I appreciate that. It helps, even if it's by a fraction. It took a little bit of getting used to, but it's nice. Right, because again, like no matter how hard I try, no single person can know everything. I should have reloaded out of sight. It's a little risky because I've been one-shot by these Leviathans fuckers so many times. I'm just really worried. And if you're wondering, actually sometimes I do get people asking me, what kind of setup do I use, right? For example, what's my mouse and keyboard settings? I actually haven't really changed it. It's all default settings. I use WASD for movement, and I use the arrow keys for stratagem inputs. Aside from that, I don't change anything. I don't do anything fancy because I don't feel the need to. Yeah, I saw that Leviathan over there, and I thought, shit, I need to run. Because that thing will one-shot me if it gets the chance. Yeah, I'm trying to keep my distance as much as possible. Generally speaking, try not to shoot the back of these warp ships with the engines, because I think they are slightly tougher, I think. Yeah. Also, the sentries, if the enemy spawns units from the warp ships, the sentries will obviously target them and they can actually help to deplete the shields for you. So that is nice. If you're looking at this and wondering how this looks so easy, figuring it out was anything but easy. It was extremely painful to figure out. But often, the most effective solutions are the things that are really simple. So simple that you'll slap yourself thinking, why didn't I think of that earlier? It's just so goddamn simple. Because I know I felt that way after I figured this part out. And normally, no matter where you are, or no matter what city map you use, especially densely packed, the game will have some kind of terrain like this that is really good for you. And even if you don't, it's not the end of the world, right? Just hide in between buildings. And obviously, make sure to check your radar. I don't really check my radar often because I feel pretty safe in this area, right? There's only one or two places the enemy can move up to try and hit me or melee me up here. So that's why I don't feel the need to really use my radar to check who's getting too close. And also, I've got both entrances, or near enough both entrances, covered by sentries and so on. So again, I'm not really checking the map for enemies, just warp ships.
Not allow our civilians to perish.
Yeah, sometimes I don't get why the game needs 4 eruptor shots from the warp ship. Sometimes if you... Okay, I'll say this. Sometimes when you are trying to kill a ship that is behind really good cover, I've actually had instances where the shields needed 8 eruptor shots and the warp ship itself needed 4 recoilless shots to kill it. And I confirmed through my own footage reviewing that all the shots hit. There was nothing blocking the way, and I have no idea why that happened. So sometimes that just happens. So I generally recommend don't try to kill enemy warp ships that are mostly covered, or from behind in really difficult scenarios if you can. If it just seems to go a little nuts, it's requiring way more shots than normal, go try something else, okay? Maybe you just got unlucky, so focus on a different ship instead. Wait, is that another... I thought I heard another interloper or stingray. Also, I'll mention another thing. Stay the hell away from cars. I had a 49 ship kill run ended because some overseer survived 10 senator shots to the chest, and then it randomly blew up a car right next to me, and it meleeed me to death because I was ragdolled from that car explosion. So stay the fuck away from cars, okay? Stay the hell away from them in these missions. But yeah, even though I said don't kill ships in tight corners because the coding can be a bit buggy sometimes, I did it here, is because I have time, right? I know the timer has effectively stopped, and I have lost so many, I've lost like 3 or 4 runs in this kind of scenario with so little few ships left, because I went in and suddenly there was like 6 overseers, ground overseer came out from nowhere and got me, and maybe 2 Leviathans appeared and one-shot me. No, I have time, so I'm going to use that time. Yeah, this is a little risky. I should have used the secret grenades, I realized this, right? I had them and I forgot to use them, because that could have easily gotten me killed. And if you are deploying sentries, make sure you deploy them in areas you are not going to go into. Don't just willy-nilly throw sentries. Only throw them when you're in trouble. When you're moving. If you're staying still, by all means deploy them. But when you're moving about, don't throw them willy-nilly. Because sometimes flying overseer will just appear out of nowhere and you're like, oh fuck, I really wish I had my sentry now, kind of thing. Yeah, but again, they almost got me. So make sure you hide, you have time, use that time. Don't rush towards the end. It's really dangerous, because right now the enemy, I think they have 4 Leviathans flying around nearby. But yeah, now I remember to use the secret grenades, so... Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention, because I was just too busy watching this, is if you are liking the video so far, right, remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, especially if you feel like others should learn, would like to watch this and learn something. But yeah, I feel like I've pretty much perfected this build, like, because it's now done like a city, building dense terrain, and it's done open terrain as well. I was actually debating whether I should kill that sentry or not, and I feel like I should have, just in case it randomly decides to kill me. Yeah, I actually probably should have killed that sentry. Because that, I was worried, that Voteless might actually be what kills me, because the sentry might lock onto it. Oh yeah, be careful when you're shooting shrapnel that close, because it shoots, the shrapnel's 360, and that's not how shrapnel behaves. Shrapnel is normally like, I think it's what, 180 facing in the direction of what it's shooting. Oh boy. I really shouldn't have done that. I should have just thrown secret grenades. But now I throw all the secret grenades I can. Or I should be throwing secret grenades. I'm actually, I can't remember what's the distance I ran, but I'm pretty sure it's very low. I'd be curious. But yeah, now I throw it. It's a bit late now, right? But yeah, so that is basically it, right? This is how you do, or this is what I think is the most effective or efficient way to do Repel invasion. I also like this method a lot.
Pelican 1 beginning ascent.
This city will soon be a shining beacon of freedom once more.
Finally, it's done. That was a lot of painful runs. But yeah, remember, if you like this video, like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment for the algorithm too, especially if you feel like more people should see this as well. And all we've got to go for is just the stats. Actually, I wonder if this time is faster than the previous one. Or at least killing the ships. I'm actually not sure. But yeah, this mission is all about map reading. Seeing where all the open areas are and just capitalizing on it like crazy.